Owatonna High School football coach Jeff Williams. It was the home opener last night for the Huskies and falls on rival night as things turn out. Great to have Faribault on the schedule again on a regular basis after missing the team a couple of years ago. And that rival game is fun to look forward to, and at least for Owatonna, the team and the fans, fun to look back on from last night too, Jeff.
Yeah, it was. Usually it's a very hard-fought contest, kind of, without regard to, the strength of any team coming in. Both teams really get up for it, but, I really take my hat off to how our kids came out and played last night. I was a little bit worried about, maybe some overconfidence coming into the game, coming off of a nice win over John Marshall. How kids can get sometimes where, when things are going badly, they're going really badly, and when things are going great, they're going really great. And I thought they came in with a real steady attitude and a real business-like approach, and that was really good to see.
The final was 55-0 in favor of Owatonna. A lot of rushing yards, a lot of success through the air. Didn't give up much on defense. It seems like most of the aspects of the game seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah, I thought we played well on special teams as well. That was a real focus this week. Faribault had made some mistakes in their special teams the first couple of weeks, so I thought our kickoff coverage was very good. I thought our punt returns were nice. I thought we did a good job of returning kicks, so that was a real positive aspect of the game as well. We did a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, rushed the ball very effectively. I think we went for almost 400 yards rushing, and all of our running backs had very large gaping holes. I thought they ran very hard, and our defense really did a nice job of neutralizing the Faribault rushing attack. Ramirez came in averaging over 100 yards a game rushing. I think we held them to like 27, and we limited their passing attack as well. They did complete a couple of passes. Our kids rallied up and made some plays, and every time Faribault started to threaten, our defense came up with a big stop and got us the ball back. So, all the way around, it was a very inspired effort and something that, hopefully we can bottle and continue to move forward with.
On that defensive side of the ball, some individual notes or performances to make mention of?
Well, I thought Lance Ulrich played a really nice game on the edge. He had a couple of big plays. Coach Octakirk had him coming in hard off the edge in the third quarter when the game was still somewhat in question, and had a couple of big stops in the backfield. And tackles for loss are always a big deal because Faribault is a ball control type team. They're looking to move the ball forward 3 to 4 yards every time, and 2nd and 12 and 3rd and 15 are not really their cup of tea. So Lance did a nice job of putting those guys into that situation. I thought our linebacker play was very good. Both Ben Staska and Alec Holcomb had really big nights, scraped well, made plays in the backfield, and I thought our secondary just overall did a really nice job of controlling their passing game.
On the offensive side, Sam Hilly had a very nice game rushing the ball, but you also had some young guys get out there and had some youth scoring touchdowns as well.
Yeah, that was really nice to see. Sam is a workhorse for us. He didn't play much defense last night. We knew it was going to be hot, so Andrew Peterson started for the second straight week and did a real nice job on defense as well, which allows Sam to focus on being the tailback. And thought Sam ran hard. He ran with a lot of enthusiasm on every snap. He did have some nice holes. The line did a nice job of opening things up, but Sam broke some tackles too. What I really enjoy about Sam is he always seems to be falling forward. He always gets that extra 1 to 2 yards on every one of his carries, and that's important in being a ball control team and advancing the chains. And I thought he did a nice job, and then we ran Bryce Goodwin quite a bit in the second half, and he also ran very hard. He's the fastest kid on the team. He'd been hampered, throughout his career with some ball control issues, and we're still working really, really hard on that. But he controlled the ball very well, and really, I thought, exploded up the field. Did a good job of putting his shoulders down. He's still a puppy, and he tried to escape to the outside a couple of times instead of hammering the hole, and ended up in losses, which we don't like to take in our rushing game. But on par, I thought he did a really nice job as well. And then we got our fullbacks, Griffin Thorne and Mitch Weiss, both had nice nights running the football. Griffin runs very, very hard. Weiser, he reminds me a little bit of Tyson Bramer from the early 2000s, where he's small, he kind of disappears behind the line, and all of a sudden he, pops through with a big play. And it was kind of neat to see our freshman tailback, Jason Williamson, got a touchdown on his first carry as a varsity football player to cap the scoring for the night. So, all in all, a real nice night for the running attack, really set by the fact that our offensive line executed very well.
The 55-0 was the final. Owatonna beating Faribault yesterday. That offensive line, some thoughts about it, and off the top of my head, don't know how many are seniors, but what's the mix, and what's the reason the offensive line is gelling?
Well, we really had, I think, a wake-up call with Mankato West. Our offensive line did not play particularly well. We had a kind of a heart-to-heart during a film session shortly after the West game, and basically went through every snap and talked about the fact that when you are a team of 11 guys, you think you're doing a great job if you only make a mistake, every 11 plays, but I had 10 of them perfect, Coach. I only broke down this one time out of 11. If that's the case, then you have a breakdown on every play, and plays don't go. And I just think they've upped their understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. We obviously have quite a few more reps under our belts now. We only have a couple of starters returning. Lucas Arndt and Joash Rockensock are returning starters at tackle. So we've got and Lucas is playing center for us now this year, but we've got Eli Havelka, who didn't get a lot of reps last year on the field on Friday nights. We've got a junior Chandler Buckhalter, a big kid who was a B squad player a year ago. Nathan Deason, who was a B squad player a year ago, and Brady Ryder, who was another kid who's a senior now, but was not a starter last year. So it just takes a little bit of time for that unit to kind of mesh and meld together. And what I think really has helped them is that sense of pride that they take in putting together long drives. They got that going in the second half against John Marshall last week, and to just kind of get that machine operating and gain some confidence and feel like we can put these guys on the run, we can attack on offense, we can put teams on their heels, and they seem to be playing with a newfound confidence, and that's been really good to see.
Around the Big Southeast, there were some very interesting scores. Mayo beat Austin 26-21. Northfield edged Mankato East 28-27. Mankato West beat John Marshall 24-14. Red Wing over Rochester Century 41-23. And Winona 20-18 over New Prague. Both Red Wing and Winona are 3-0, teams that aren't on Owatonna's schedule. They're in the other division of the district, but some very close games across the board, Jeff.
Yeah, Northfield, our upcoming opponent, was down 3 touchdowns in the second half and rallied to beat Mankato East. I think Northfield is kind of finding their sea legs as well. I think they're going to be a very strong opponent for us, somebody that we're going to have to play our best in order to beat. They seem to have a lot of resilience, bouncing back from an opening week defeat to Red Wing, and they remind me a little bit of us. They've kind of found some kids now who are capable of winning some football games for them on Friday night. Red Wing has some really nice athletes. They're doing a nice job of throwing the ball. They're kind of a big play type of a team, and I think they're going to give some teams over in that other sub-district some trouble. Winona, I don't know much about. They're not on our schedule. I haven't seen them on video against any of our opponents yet, but good to see that program. Coach Casilius over there has been at it a long time, trying to build that program up, and I'm happy for him as well. Austin, it's probably the strongest Austin team that we will see in probably a decade. They've got a lot of returning starters, a lot of young kids with some experience. Coach Vessel's in his 3rd or 4th year over there now, and has kind of put that program together the way that he wants to run the program. And those kids, they buy in down there. If there's one thing that Austin will do is that, they will always come and hit you. They really love the game of football. Haven't been overly successful at it for, over a decade probably, but they really love the game of football, and I think they've found a system and a coach that they can, build from and believe in, and I think they're going to be a worthy opponent up the pike as well.
All right, a 2-1 record now for Owatonna, beating Faribault last night. I think it's the 5th win in a row over the Falcons. 55-0 was the final. Jeff, thank you very much. Good luck getting ready for another home game, Northfield, next Friday night.
Thank you very much, Roy.
All right, the Coaches Show. Coach Jeff Williams of the Huskies on KRFO.